Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree. He sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Yeah, g'day guys, it's Shandy with the Backyard Bushman channel, and it is time for competition. I did a competition way back 10 months, 12 months ago or so, you know, before the big hiatus I took from making films. And it was a pretty basic competition. I wanted somebody to improv, you know, a bushcraft survival scenario kind of weapon for either, you know, self-defense or hunting and whatnot. And I thought it was a great competition. We had a couple of entrants. The guy that won, I think it was Jake, I can't quite recall his name. He won a big bloody knife. And the only downside of the competition is I only had a couple of entrants, but I did tell everybody that when I hit 500 subscribers, which happened on its own, whilst I was inactive, it just recently happened, I would have another competition, and I stated, if you check that results video, that the prizes for that competition would be 2 collapsible batons that I had. There was a small one and a large one. Well, I decided that that's not going to be the prize. Basically, I wanted to make sure that this competition was open to everybody under 18 as well, you know, and there are different laws and whatnot pertaining to those batons, so we're going to go with something that's perfectly legal, and I think is quite enticing. Now, the competition, guys, basically is going to be the same thing. I want you to innovate, improv, design, create a weapon which you would use in a bushcraft, survival, SHTF scenario, whatever you like, self-reliant situation. Basically, and there's a couple of different ways to go about this, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I would precisely like, but I'm going to give you some freedom to do it. Now, what I want you to do is, as I said, design this weapon, and it can be something new, an entirely new concept. It can be something old, a bow or an old battle or something like that. You know, it can be an adaptation of something new, something that you've put a twist on, you know. It could be a frog gear, a spear, whatever you like, basically. And I need you to post a video response to this video in 2 weeks' time. Will be the closing date, basically, showing us what you designed, explaining the design and how it works, and then short, you know, footage basically of it in use. I don't want you to go killing anything, okay, so use an analog target or whatever, and basically to show us that your concept is sound, you know, proof of concept basically. So it's pretty much the same competition as last time. This time we're going to step it up a little. I will seriously consider, you know, for extra credit as it were, entries that are completely new in design. Entries that completely innovate an old design, entries that are very well done, you know, standing technology. Huge consideration for winning will be if you completely design and construct your entry with nothing but primitive means. And I mean, you can use a knife and whatnot, okay, but basically, you know, no bandsaws and, you know, power tools and all that rubbish. If you can get out the woods and you can put it together with primitive materials especially, that will be a huge plus to your entry. And then last but not least, basically, oh, if you do that with the materials, I do want to see that in your video, by the way. I don't just want to hear about it, I want to see it. The last thing that basically will put you in the limelight as the #1 entry for this competition is if you design it, or not design, but you create something that is known in Australia as a Woomera. Okay? Now, Australia might be the youngest country in the world, but it has the oldest indigenous culture in the world, which would be the Aboriginals, and I think they've been around for, you know, 40-odd thousand years or something like that. And they have a very rich culture and a very rich history of, you know, primitive technologies that they have used, and they have proved during that time can be incredibly successful. Australia is a very harsh place to survive. It's not friendly at all, and they thrived where others certainly couldn't. Now, a Woomera is the Aboriginal version, or I should say it's the precursor, being that, you know, they've been around that long, to the old adult, and it's basically, you know, the handle on the old adult where you know, you have the hook on the end and you put it into your spear, you dart, and you fling it, okay? The Woomera is larger, and the reason that I want to see that happen is because it has multiple uses, okay? It can be used as a war club, it can be used as a shield, it can be used as a digging tool, it can be used to carry items, okay? And basically it's really a great example of how even a primitive technology was considered very, very useful because it had multiple uses and it was incredibly adaptable to different situations. I will give you some basic links to Woomeras online, okay? And it's up to you to research those and do those. You don't have to do them. You can do something else and you might just win, you know, basically blow me out of the water with something else that you've done. But like I said, if you can do a Woomera, being that I'm Australian, I'm about to head back to Australia, that will be a huge consideration for winning the prize. Now if you guys give me a second, I'm going to plug this in because she's about to die me and I will show you just what the prize, or I should say prizes are for this competition. Alright, now prizes. Now I'm probably going to take a good hit on shipping for this one, guys, but as I said earlier and in a prior video, you know, I am right on the eve basically of heading to Australia. It's not going to be too long before I'm out of the country, and I've got too much here. I have too much stuff. Some of it's used, some of it's never been used. So I do want to be very specific in saying that some of the prizes that are included here are used, slightly used, some are new, okay? Don't think that I have sponsors, you know, and this is a bunch of new gear. Don't think I went out and spent a whole bunch of money, which I did at different points, of course. But you know, I'm not that guy. I don't have that money. I can't afford to send you a brand new knife, you know, from some U-Haul company. But I do think it's a pretty badass prize, and I would love to see it go to, you know, somebody who certainly earns it. Like I said, this competition's open to anybody, kids, adults, male, female, it doesn't matter. I would like to see as many entries as possible. So what we have here is, first of all, we have a old military haversack, okay, or a butt pack. It doesn't have the original strap, as you can see, but she's in pretty good nick. I've used it a bit myself. But more than the pack is the content. So we're going to start to break down what's in here. And if you win this competition, you will get that in the mail. And if you'd like, you can help me out on postage. I don't know how much it weighs and how much it's going to cost me. Like I said, I'm not the richest guy at all. But anyway, here's what's included in this pack. I'm just going to go through it randomly. First of all is a Mountain House meal. You know, if you spend any time outdoors, you've probably tried these out, and they're pretty good tucker. We have a still in the box Woomera Frontier straw. Okay, it's a water filter. I carry one of these in my packs. This was a spare that I never got around to using. You know, she's been put away, but again, it's completely sealed, so that's a brand new item. Okay. Another new item is an emergency survival sleeping bag. Basically, it's a you know, one of those reflective thermal blankets, the little, you know, toss away ones. But this one is much larger, and it's an actual sleeping bag that you can enclose around your body. That's in there. All right. We have a tube tent. It's not in the package. Took it out, broke it down, tried it out. You know, and basically this is, I think it's like 8 foot long. It's a big tube. It's a bright orange plastic, as you can see. It's pretty serious stuff. It's great for signaling. It's great for an emergency shelter. You could rig a water catch out of it. You know, a whole bunch of stuff, poncho. And I'm not going to teach you all the things you could do with it because, you know, I don't want this video to go on forever. But if you get some, you know, some saplings and whatnot, and a bit of cordage or even some rocks, you can rig yourself an emergency shelter for the night and be just fine in that. Okay. What else we got in here? We have a Gerber profile knife. This is a really good starter's knife, guys. You know, and I've put a lanyard on there after a fashion, cobra knot, and whatever else. She's in pretty good nick. I have used this knife. I've tested it out, and I've been happy with it. And apart from the lanyard, it's all stock standard. It's got a decent edge on it, you know. So that'll be in there with the sheath included. Let me just put that away because I don't want to kill the cat or something like that. There you go, knife safety. What else we got? We got cordage and cordages. I think it's like 4 rolls of 25-foot paracord in there. It is 7-strand. It's military grade stuff, you know. So probably 100 feet in all. It's been cut in 4 different sections, and most people tend to do that anyways. We have a Coleman flashlight. This is a bright flashlight. I don't recall the number. I picked it up because I think it's, you know, 105 lumens or something like that. She's really bright. And then a mate of mine gave me this, you know, another flashlight, which was really great. But this thing is near new. It's hardly been used. You know, it was an emergency use kind of thing. It's got this old military surplus sheath for it with a Velcro, you know, clip there so you can wear that on your belt or attach it to your mole strapping on your pack or whatever. But it's a dang good flashlight. You know, it's what else we got in here? I have a small dry sack. I've got more dry sacks than I know what to do with, you know, but a dry sack is good. Your wallet, your keys, your cell phone, your Jeep, whatever you got that you don't want to get particularly wet. These dry sacks are great. I think Beast 12101 did a review on these to see if they work. I've been using them for a while, and I have to say that I've had no problems with them. So there's a dry sack in there. We have some Woomera water purification tablets. It's a little 4-pack in there, you know, and that should do you pretty good for a trip into the woods, you know, if you don't have a reliable water source. So that's in there as well. Let me see. We have a Stanley stainless steel water bottle. This has never been used, guys. I imagine it's waterproof. But she is stainless steel. It's got a pretty solid ball on it. You can't really pinch it in like the cheaper ones. You know, O-ring on the cap and all that fun stuff, and it's got a little carabiner and a bit of paracord on there. But it is perfectly suited to boiling water. I don't know how much it holds. It could be 32 ounces. I think I saw somebody talking about a slightly newer version that was a full 32 ounces. Cheaper option of the Goya designs, and it'll work just as well. But like I said, that's brand new, so that's in there. Alright, there's some more cordage. Let me see. We got a couple of paracord bracelets that my mate Steve made a couple of years ago. They haven't been used for much at all. You know, they haven't even had the ends tied off. They're multiple color, but you know, everybody likes their survival bracelets, so I'll toss those in there. Cordage. We're through the cordage. Some stormproof matches. These are brand new and in the box. They aren't just the, you know, the waterproof ones. See, the stormproof ones you get at Survival Resources, I believe is the website, and John McCann. You know, and they have the big long head on them and whatever else, and they strike on the box. So those are good to have. I have a used Gerber sliding saw. I use a Laplander these days, but I tell you what, this thing has put in some work, and it is used. The tip's a little broken off there. Really simple to use, guys. Again, I've just thrown a carabiner on there and whatever else. It weighs next to nothing. And it's a great addition to your kit, especially if you're going to build a shelter, firewood, whatever, just processing in general. And a couple more things, I believe. We have a brand new signaling mirror. This is probably from Survival Resources as well. It is an Advanced Medical Kit's signaling mirror. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't from them. But at any rate, that is a proper signaling mirror with the see-through and everything else. Okay, so that's handy to have in your kit. We have a belt that doesn't belong in here. And the last thing in here is a Fox 40 whistle. I carry one of these on my catering, guys, and this one's brand new. It's not in the pack, but it is brand new. And it is seriously loud. It is a P-less whistle, and it's great for emergency signaling or just basically, you know, scaring the poop out of somebody, because it's a very loud whistle. So that'll be in there as well. And there we go, that's everything in the haversack. So again, guys, I gave you the details of the competition. That entire kit, which is basically, you know, you pretty much got a whole kit there. You don't have a compass in there. There's a couple other things you could do to have, and there's probably some things that you want to change up and whatever else. But there's one more thing. If we can get, let's say, 10 entries in the competition, okay? Which means, guys, it's up to you to get the word out there as well and encourage other people to join this competition. 10 entries, 10 full video entries into this competition. I will add something to the prize bundle, and there is only one prize. I'm not going to do, you know, secondary prizes and whatnot, but there will be shout-outs for people that did very well. 10 entries before the deadline, because I would like to see, you know, this competition taken seriously. I will throw in a fully stocked military IF pack that came from CGL Enterprises. I have not used this pack. It is out of the wrapper, and this is fully packed to the absolute gills with medical supplies, alright? It's all in there. And, you know, it has the mole straps on the back there so it can go on your tack pack. It's a great kit to have in your car. You know, it's $30, $50 odd or something like that. I can't recall. You know, but again, this is a brand new kit. If you guys have any questions at all, if I haven't been clear enough, send me a message on YouTube, or better yet, hit me up on Facebook. You can find me on Shane Hillard. Send me a friend request, you'll find me on there. This will be posted everywhere that I can possibly post it, because I really want to see this, you know, go nuts, because I want to have a good series of entries. I want everybody to sit there and learn from each other, and that's the most important thing about videos, of course, is to share knowledge and to learn in return. The more videos you guys submit for me, the more stuff I'm going to learn, the more techniques I'm going to see, the more tools I'm going to see. I think it's pretty exciting, in all honesty, and again, I'd really like to see this go to somebody, you know, that I think will make good use of all of it. So, guys, there's not much else I can tell you other than, you know, spread the word. We need those 10 entries, and someone will be lucky enough to get that IF pack out there. Otherwise, I'll hang on to it and, you know, give it to someone at 7-Eleven that's bumming for change. But once again, guys, this has been Shane with the Backyard Bushman channel. I really appreciate your support. I'm pretty excited to have those 500 subscribers, and here's to another 500 more. Get those entries in 2 weeks from today, and I will see you for the next video, guys. It's been Shane, Backyard Bushman channel. You have a good one.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.